Hey guys, and welcome to another stream for Alex's Flying Club. I'm going to be flying in Aces High today. One second, I gotta pause the playback of myself so we don't hear double in the stream. Okay, now I can see your chat. All right, I'm going to be taking off here from a frontline field. Let's see, it looks like there's a fight going on in this vicinity at A1. So I'll take off from A2. This field is not under attack, and I'm going to be climbing and heading over to A1 to hopefully look for a fight and get some altitude before we enter the fight. Make sure I have the right plane. I've got an F4U, just like I want. I'm going to go with 100% fuel, 50 caliber guns, and no drop tanks or bombs. Okay. Hopefully my mic setup is not too bad. Hopefully the mic's not clicking or anything like that. Let's go for takeoff. Looks like there's a friend that's joining us. He's taking off concurrently. And Aces High 3, one thing I will say is that the terrain looks a lot better on some maps than Aces compared to Aces High 2. Hey D-Pilot. Yeah, it's good to be back online. I don't think I've really... I've streamed Rise of Flight, but I haven't streamed... Hey Lumber, I am alive indeed. Microphone's a little low. Let me see if I can fix that. The screen's going to go black for 1 second. And... okay. I turn down the game sounds and put back the microphone to be a little bit higher in volume. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Alright, let's take off and I can talk while I'm climbing. Hopefully the microphone's a little bit better now. Let me know if it's not. I can turn down the game sounds a little bit. I'm not using my Yeti microphone, which is a nicer mic, because for some reason Aces High doesn't register it. But I had to pull out my old headset microphone, because that's the one that it picks up. Alright, we're going to be climbing north, heading over to the battle area at A1. And tonight's going to be a Friday Squadron Operations event in Aces High. I am part of a squad that since I've been part of since 2012. It's called VF-17, the Jolly Rogers. And I'll be participating with them in the event. I don't think I'll stream it because that's going to be a lot of streaming. I thought I'd do a quick test stream over here. Maybe get into a few fights. Show you guys Aces High. And yeah. That's about it. Maybe we'll have time for 2 flights here. I don't stay alive for too long. Fair warning. But it's a big challenge. Doing combat flight sims is a challenge for me, and I like to come back to them when I get a little bit stale. When the Microsoft Flight Simulator gets a little bit stale, I like to come back to this because I'm not really good at this, and it's quite a challenge to do air combat maneuvers and not get killed with some of these aces around here, because the community in Aces High is fairly long-standing. There's a big learning curve, so the people that get good at it tend to stick around, and there's not a lot of newbies, I should say. So at least that's just my interpretation of it. Yep. Disgraced Pilot and I both are in SoCal, both in the Los Angeles area. If you're ever in the area, Lumber, send me a message. We should hang out sometime. But I know you're kind of in the Midwest somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there's a lot of veterans in this game, but there are a few rules of thumb, kind of rules of engagement that I like to adhere to, and one of them is getting altitude before a fight. Yeah, going flying would be nice again. D-pilot. So we've got, what do we have there? There are some cons in the distance. Let me check if, no, those are, you can see that on the map, those are friendly bombers, so no need to check that out. If you look at A1 on the map, I'll zoom in here. This green bar, well, a second ago it was greater than the red bar. This is it's called the radar bar, or DAR bar for short. Shows you how many enemies and friendlies are in this square. And it looks like a minute ago we were overrunning the square, but now the enemies, it's kind of tied. Keeps bouncing. Usually doesn't bounce around like this, but we'll definitely find a fight over A1. So I like to come in with the altitude. I like to also have a lot of speed before the engagement. So right before I get into the combat zone, I'm going to level out and pick up about 250 miles an hour of speed, maybe 300 miles an hour if I get there. That way it leaves you more room to maneuver. Track IR, sometimes it may look like I'm looking to the left for a prolonged period of time, and I'm just reading the chat because it's on my left screen over here. Yeah, this game is pretty old. It's been around since the 90s, and the update that they did to it, Aces High 3 just came out officially. It was released officially, I think, last week, if not early this week. But it's supposed to be a newer version of the game, but the graphics already look dated, even when they started developing it. But there are certain aspects of the gameplay that you can't find anywhere else online, and one of those aspects is Friday Squadron Operations, or FSO for short. That's what I'll be participating in tonight. Maybe I'll stream that. I'm not sure. I probably won't, but it's an event with usually over 100 people, and it's coordinated, tactical, and strategically coordinated fights. So you fly with your squadron. It's squadron based, and squadrons are organized per side. There's Axis and Allies, and planning goes into it. Different squads have different orders, and our orders are going to be, well, I don't know if I should divulge it over here because it's kind of kept a secret from both sides, but we'll be defending a certain area. And okay, so I'm level now, and it should be pretty fun. I remember participating in this. I took a break from Aces High for about a year and a half, kind of in late 2014, I think. So I'm back. I like the squadron gameplay, and right now I'm in the main arena, which has over 100 people right now, but it's not coordinated. People just go looking for fights like I am right now. So I have about 300 miles an hour in speed, which is good in case we get bounced by an enemy. It's a good idea when you're in the combat zone to check your 6 fairly often to make sure nobody's sneaking up on you. I was just in this area a few minutes ago before I started streaming, and there was a high Typhoon aircraft, and those aircraft, they're boom and zoom aircraft, so they'll specifically come in high and look for enemies to pick off below them. And it was a good thing I was on the lookout, because I saw him from a ways away, and then he tried to boom and zoom me, and we got into a prolonged fight, which has been one of my better fights. I did lose at the end, but at least I stayed alive for
Roger, I'll get it.
a few minutes. So there's a LA down below, which is a Lavochkin, either a Law 5 or a Law 7. But I'm not going to lose my altitude. I'm going to stay here and look for higher cons. Cons that are higher altitude, that is. And this area of the map, D-Pilot, yeah, it's pretty lively. I look for these pockets of action. You can tell by the DAR bar where the action is kind of at the map. And this base has been under siege for a while, so there's some action going on down south where we're more on the defensive. Looks like this base of ours might get overrun, but here we have a little bit more of an advantage. Okay, and there's a P-51 over there, and let's see if I can help defend those bombers. A couple P-51s. Now, here I'm at a disadvantage. But let's see, maybe they'll blow some of their alt. One of the P-51s looks to be diving, I'm not sure why. Maybe he got shot down by the...
Thanks for the clear, brother.
Maybe it got...
How close are we to taking this town?
All right, you got one on 47 coming in behind you. Yeah.
So one of the bombers got shot down.
We got a couple of sets going in that. We got one spit over town needs to be killed.
There's that P-51. It was kind of an odd maneuver on its part. It just plunged down to the earth. Maybe it didn't want to engage the bombers.
Well, spit in L.A. maybe.
Okay, so I should probably point my nose down and get some more speed.
On the west.
Make sure I have combat mode selected on my joystick. That would have been pretty deflating if I went and I didn't have my shooting button mapped. So this guy sees me for sure. He's doing a split S. I want to keep some of my alt, and I'm going to do a Chandel climbing turn and try to get above him. So it looks like he's returning to the base area and diving, so he doesn't really want to engage.
All kinds of high cons.
Yeah, it's not really a sign of an experienced pilot. I usually find that the experienced pros, they would have engaged me in that situation. We're kind of away from the fight. It would have been more of a one-on-one, and they would have
Words are down.
truthfully been able to pick me off a little easier. This guy had an altitude advantage on me, and he's blown it with his maneuvers. I'm happy with my altitude right now. I'm not going to follow this guy down if he goes. Not sure what he's doing. He's not really looking for a fight, it seems like. Maybe he wants to go back to those bombers. I'm going to stay over the base for a while and see if he comes back and actually wants to fight. I'm not going to go chasing him because I can't keep up with the P-51. Okay, now this is another vulture-like aircraft. This guy's going to cause me some problems. But I think he's going to go after the bombers. That's a 262 in the distance.
The enemy is attacking.
And that's a Messerschmitt 262, which is a jet aircraft, the only jet aircraft in the game. You have to get a significant amount of points to spend to acquire that aircraft. I don't think I even have enough right now. Definitely don't have enough.
Check it.
So I'm just doing a high combat air patrol over this airfield. I'm in no hurry. If I get into like a one good fight per flight, I'm pretty happy with that. Some guys, they just dive in and look for action. I like to stay alive a little bit longer and take my time. And I don't always pick a fight to my advantage, where I have an overwhelming advantage. I'm not super conservative where I'll disengage from a situation where I have a slight disadvantage. I won't do that, but I do like to pick my battles and stay alive a little bit longer. But I do err on the conservative side of my flying. So we're at about 19,000 feet. I might go lower if I don't see any cons around here. I'm glad that 262 didn't stay around, because that would have just been me evading boom and zoom tactics, which is not that fun. Pretty much what I would do in those situations, if the 262 attacked me, I would wait till it got about 800 meters away, 800 yards away, and I'd look behind me, and when it was about 800 yards away, I'd do a quick pull and turn away from it. And because it has so much speed, it wouldn't be able to keep up in the turn with me. It would probably miss its shot and go back up, and then it would keep trying to do the same thing over and over and over. So it would just be a cat and mouse game. And I don't think I would get shot down by the 262, but it would still be very annoying because I would have no chance to shoot it down. I'll level out here at 18.5.
47. Get your shots, why don't you?
Alright, I'm hiding around the map room here. We got green flag.
Green flag means that this base is ready to be taken. They've probably killed the anti-aircraft guns, destroyed the anti-aircraft guns, and let's call them the town and the map room are ready to be taken. Okay, kind of explained that poorly, but let's get into some action here. This 190 is diving in the town. Let's see if I can lose some altitude. I don't want to bore you guys too much, so let's go a little bit lower where the action is. I don't want to dive.
That thing shooting at me.
Too aggressively, because I can what's called compress, and that means I'll lose control of the aircraft, and it'll be going very fast and just splash into the water or the ground. See, I don't want to be out down there in the weeds. What I want to do is I want to pick an aircraft and do a boom and zoom on it.
There's a warble in town.
Yeah, Lumber, every once in a while I fly the P-51 that you got me in DCS. That's pretty fun. I'm also looking forward to IL-2. They're going to be coming out with, well, this will be in a couple of years, but they're going to be working on eventually a Pacific Theater version of their game, which should be pretty fun. But Aces High is kind of my old home. This is when I first had like a crappy computer. This is the game that I played, because my computer couldn't run any other one, and I really like the squad that I'm in the game. That's why I've kind of stuck around with it. Otherwise, I would probably switch to something like DCS.
The enemy is attacking.
That guy did a pretty decent maneuver. He saw me coming at him.
Way to go.
Is this guy in a bomber? That would be 51. Oops, didn't want to lose so much speed.
Good on the deck. My 6 guys. Good on the deck. Close.
Let me get my speed back up and try for another pass. Sorry to hear that, Lumber. Hope your day goes better. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so this 190 is above the other aircraft, so I'm gonna target it, or maybe that spit. I don't want to limit my options by getting too low, because then it'll be one of the sitting ducks. Let's see if I can sneak up on this 110. Even though I'm going against my own maximum of getting too low. Oops. Oh, he got him before me. Got a good amount of speed, but I've lost altitude. Let's see if I can engage this B-51. Rebel, check it.
Check LA Rebel and P-51.
Thank you, Dragon. Those figure. It's kind of falling out.
Okay, now I'm targeting the Spitfire over here.
Turn them into him, Waffle.
Even though there's one behind him.
Dropping right behind him somewhere.
He did a good evasive tactic there. So even though I know there's a fighter behind me, he can't catch me because I've got a lot of speed. Let me egress a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm not really committing to any fight. I need to get my altitude advantage back. I'm not being very useful either, but then again, I don't know if it helps to keep killing these guys at the deck, even though they'll just pop back up and take off again.
Oh, they wanted RTB.
Will do, Lumber.
A6 dead.
No LA guys.
Check LA, Reva. From the A6, check LA. Mate lot break. Same with the angle, mate. He's hurting, but he's still alive. You guys are leaving me behind. I can't keep up.
Oh, he's off.
Set my speed to 250 and go on autopilot speed.
Idiot just collided with me. Are you kidding me? Again?
Sponge LA looking at you.
Alert. They are engaging our fields.
Back up. actually. That 190's got a lot of smash. We're about co-E, which means we've got about the same amount of energy.
Mako wants this 190, he's got a lot of steam. Alright, you broke.
Okay, I'm getting into a dangerous situation here, where there's a couple guys co-E with me, and oh, got his wing. Wow, that was an unlikely shot. I gotta get away from this ack. Well, I'm glad I can have a little bit of success before I inevitably get shot down. Oh, I just got an assist on that? Oh, man. Assist on Robopops. I thought I was definitely going to get that kill. Somebody must have shot him up pretty good before I did. Get some more altitude, come back at about, hopefully about 10,000 feet. I'll get to 7,500, then turn around and keep climbing on the way back to that base. There's about 7,500, so I'm going to turn back around. Do a nice coordinated turn for the heck of it. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, missed call. Just gonna pick that up, actually. Alright. Track IR is, I'd say, pretty indispensable in games like this. I get lazy and I don't hook up track IR when I'm doing civilian flight sims. Very often I fly without it. Oh, let me get that, guys. Just give me 1 second.
Chief, you watch that 109. With DLA.
Okay, that was pretty intense. I got bounced as I was talking. There he is. There's a 190 and a 109. They came into the area. as I was talking on the phone. Sorry about that delay. My girlfriend called, my fiance, I should say. We're engaged now. Called, and she's doing a cool gig with her choir, and she was telling me about it. I said, hey, I'm gonna get shot down. Talk to you later. K4. Yeah, he's gonna keep doing that. Okay, so there's a lot of high cons now. I'm pretty much a prime target at this point. There's our friendly bombers coming in. Let's see how long I can stay alive for. Gotta keep up my speed. There's a 190. K4 coming back in. Nose down to the ground. Brake and turn. Let's see if I can turn the tables on him.
Dark.
No, he's too fast. 47's down low now. 190 is over there. Where did that 109 go? There he is. Gotta keep my speed up. Dangerously low on speed. Let's go web. Yeah, he's just doing boom and zoom, which is what I want to do. What I was trying to do before. BT driver, check it.
Dragon Pony.
109's coming back in at me.
The base is under attack.
Pony on the deck.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw him out a little bit. He's going to get to within 800 yards, then I'm going to do my usual turn and dive. What I want to do is
Clear, thank you.
I want to equalize the altitude advantage that he has, the speed
Check
advantage.
it. 109, low 6.
Just trying to shoot at me to scare me. Gotta make sure to keep my eyes on him. This looks like somebody. He's going high. He's coming back at me. See, I can't keep doing these maneuvers for too long because. Okay, there's another 109. This one's on my 6. Hopefully that guy will get him.
See you guys, stay alive. Check 109, low 6.
Caution.
So I'm losing my speed. That's not good. Be out of options if I lose my speed. He got my wing. Well, it's not the first time I got shot down by Pull He was the one that was flying the Typhoon that I mentioned earlier that I got into a good fight with. Well, that was a good fight. Gives you guys a little bit of a taste of what Aces High is about. I think I'll stop my stream now. I just wanted to do a quick test stream. It's getting dark here anyway. Should probably turn on my lights. Thanks for for joining D-Pilot and Lumberhacks while he was here. And hope to be streaming more and doing civilian flight sims and combat flight sims, as is my want. And yeah, thanks for checking it out. I'm glad I could get a kill or an assist and get into a few fights on the stream. Alright guys, I will see you all later. See you guys in the virtual skies, as I like to say. And have a great rest of your evening.